All right, so when the idea of using three quarterbacks in one game or one drive was brought up to you, what was your initial reaction to all this?
Well, I mean, initially I was like, do we really need to use three? But then I was like, oh shoot, I'll be on the field, like whatever. I'll do whatever for the team, and if it means I get to play some snaps, then why not? So but then we actually had a lot of fun doing it. Us rotating in and out. We were on the sideline after the drive. We were like, that was actually kind of fun. All three of us going in there this one drive.
Yeah, it seems from some of the TV angles and what we could see from the press box that you seemed pretty fired up when Aiden
when he scored the touchdown.
Scored the first
well,
touchdown.
Yeah, it's ironic when you got two guys in there that are running it, and then the guy who's not supposed to be the runner is the one who gets the rushing touchdown. So it was pretty funny. We were having a good time with that too.
So you like running the ball. You're the biggest quarterback. Is it something you enjoy doing?
Yeah, I like it. Obviously, I just like football, so whatever I can do to help the team win, and it's good when you can get a nice little run going. It makes you feel pretty good.
Now, before you were part of the group that was signaling plays, right?
Uh-huh.
So, you didn't do that at all on Saturday.
Correct. Yes.
Just being ready. How in tune and close do you have to be to Jeff when he calls your number or your name to get in there?
Yeah. So me and Austin really kind of stood right behind him, and so it's loud in there too. It's loud in there too. So, whenever he would get to a play where he wanted us to go in, he would just kind of basically turn around and look for one of us, and whichever one of us was supposed to go in, he would give us the play, and then we would go call it for the whole team. So yeah, we had to be right behind him, just like different personnels. Like if there's a tight end, he's got to be ready to go in. If we call two tight ends and all that kind of stuff.
Is there a Jack Plummer package, Austin Burton package? You guys doing the same things?
Are they different?
Yeah,
they're a little different. I won't get into specifics of it, but they're a little different.
So when it's not situational though, is it? It's not down a distance that you would go in like he's told you, like, okay, you got to be ready on third down or second down. It's just whenever he feels like your skill set would best use in that situation.
So it's more of just each of us get a certain number of plays that they, design during the week, and then, each play is good for, could be good for a third down, or could be good for a goal line, or maybe a 1st and 10. So it just kind of depends on, what the play was designed for. And then whenever you get to that situation, just calling it.
Did they think of using you against Minnesota? Because Austin played.
No, they didn't. They didn't think about using me against Minnesota. So I was actually just signaling and on the headset for that game.
So they brought all this to you then in the off week, obviously.
Yep. In the bye week, Coach Brom came up to me and said, "Hey, be ready to go this week. I might have some plays for you." So okay.
Was it tough kind of getting the communication aspect down? Obviously, when you're, first practicing this, I'm sure it's kind of an interesting process, trying to get the play in for the specific quarterback, getting them switched out onto the field. Were there ever, questions about maybe clock management or things like that? How did that all kind of turn?
Yeah, so that kind of got worked out against Minnesota. We were kind of trying to figure out how we were going to actually sub the quarterbacks in and out. And there was, I think, maybe one or two plays that Burton had against Minnesota where the clock was really ticking because we were trying to figure out how to do the whole operation really. But I think last game we had it down pretty good.
When you went back and watched the film of this, just kind of what stood out? What was it kind of like reliving it again, how it all worked?
I should have had a touchdown run.
Yes. Yeah, you should have gone inside, right?
I should have gone inside, but if my roommate Payne Durham didn't fall down, I would have walked in pretty much the end zone. But I guess we're even. I kind of did the concussion, so.
But just to relive it, and how well it worked, where you didn't have any delay game penalties, or you didn't have any. I don't think any false start type of penalties.
No, it actually was kind of good. And one thing Coach said in our meeting on Sunday was, you get nervous sometimes putting multiple quarterbacks in on the same drive, just having to deal with the snap count really, and especially at a place like Iowa where it was really loud. And but I think all of us are experienced enough to get out of those kinks. Shouldn't have been an issue for us. But it was good though. It was fun we had fun watching it. Everyone, it was better that we won too, and just having fun watching it with all the guys.
Are you guys starting a new trend?
I don't know. We could be.
Is there worry about the different cadence you guys have too?
Well, we all use the same cadence, but I mean, maybe it's a little bit different. But I mean, we've been practicing with the centers that are out there since camp, so they should know the count and our different voices and all that. And then we use some silent count too in Iowa, and that's just real simple stuff.
There's lots of
you can go.
There's lots of talk about quarterbacks needing to get a rhythm, and obviously with this whole 3 quarterback thing, it's hard to get a rhythm when you're only in for a few plays. Can you kind of tell me about how you feel with the whole rhythm aspect?
Well, as far as that, like, kind of with me and Burton, we kind of had a certain number of plays that we knew that we were going to get called for. So we only really had to know those plays. We obviously had to know every play just in case Aiden got hurt or something. But so we were pretty confident in what we had to do just to execute those certain plays. So, but I mean, I can see how that could be an issue, but I don't think that really bothered us.
So basically you're saying that you already knew like your package of plays.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the advantage for you guys to do this?
I mean, I think really it just gives the other teams, they got to practice for that. They got to spend time out of their practice worrying about which quarterback's going to be in there and what plays they're going to run and try to figure out what we're going to do. So I mean, I don't know. And then it adds an element to where if you're going to run one of us, you get an extra hat in the run game, so you can free up some runs.
You even ran some options.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, in this 3 quarterback system kind of thing, like in the event that it's not going the way it's supposed to be going, but how in depth do you guys go in on like maybe the fallback options for play calling and things like that?
I mean, that's up to coach really what he wants to call. So I mean, as far as the quarterbacks being ready, we were just ready for him to call whatever it was, and obviously if it's not working, he's probably not going to call it. So.